Okay, we're starting our new video tutorial about transforming JavaScript solution of the binary numbers, calculating the max gap of 0 in binary numbers to GoLang. So we will not talk a lot about the task itself and about how to approach the solution, but rather about how to transform the existing solution in JavaScript to GoLang. First of all, let's take a look at JavaScript solution. We have a function solution that takes variable n, and here in the on this lines we'll see the variables that we set up right away, binary numbers, max gap and current gap. And if you notice, binary numbers are already equals to whatever the number n is, equals to n transformed into the string. Then what it does, this function, we run the typical for loop where all the digits of binary numbers will go through, which is all possible values that binary numbers has. And then there's a simple if and else option. If digit equals to 0, the current gap, which is 0 right now, goes one level up, will add one value, or else max gap will using the max gap we calculate the max, which is and this function will return the largest of the 0 or more numbers, and then the current gap will equal to 0. Those two options, either if with this one or else with this one. And then in the end we return max gap, and console log will show us the 3 different values of solution. We're using the 3 different numbers. So in GoLang, first of all, let's look up and compare the structure. GoLang always starts with a package solution. Package is it's like it's a very much beginning of normally it's package main, but for this purpose it was a package solution. So a package solution is something you start with. Then you need to import. We import FMT and string-conf. FMT allows us to it's a library that allows us to print out the result, and string-conf is something that allows us to convert in this way. In this specific scenario, convert to integer. It will convert integer into the binary representation. Okay, so a little bit more about the structure. There's 4 different parts of GoLang code that have to exist. Number 1 is package name. Number 2 is import. Number 3 is main, function main, where everything is executed. And number 4 is the existing part of the code, which has all the variables, all the functions we use, and so on. All right, so we pretty much copied and pasted the JavaScript solution, And here we do the same, except it is not a let, but variable. The only difference is we do not convert into binary in the code or above the function here. Below the function max, we will return to it a little later, so just skip it for now. So we have all the variables, and we have the function solution, which takes int type n and returns int as well. Okay, here we do what we did in JavaScript. We take binary numbers, variable binary numbers equals 0, and it will equal to convert it integer into the binary number. This is the integer int 64 of n will be converted into the binary representation, and number 2 shows that it's it's a binary number. Then we do the for loop. We run the for loop. Here is a little more specific to Go. The range. We do the range. Range is the way to run all the numbers we have under the binary numbers. Here we just skip the first part of it, and the first part of it would be numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 6, and so on and so on. And digit would be the actual number behind the binary numbers. So we just skip the iteration number and we just get the value, because the first part is not essential for us. And again, we run the same solution. If digit in our case equals to 0, we go to current gap plus, or else max gap equals to max, which max is a function, simple function we created above. We just implement this function here in the code. Max takes 2 integers, return 1, and if x is more than y, it returns x, otherwise it returns y, so whichever is bigger. It's pretty much this function just has a logic of choosing the bigger number. And in our case, it takes max gap or current gap, and whichever is bigger will be chosen. And then in the end, again, current gap equals to 0. And we return the max gap, which means we return the bigger value. Below, in function main, we run the solution. Which is a function, and using fmt, as you remember, fmt is a library to run to format println, and we run the number, which will give us a correct solution. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll get back to you soon with a new solution.